The Giants skipper has urged the AFL to break with tradition and ditch the day grand final.
Toby Green's comments came as all 18 captains gathered at Marvel Stadium, the calm before the storm. Chief football reporter Tom Morris was there.
The captain's class of 2025, all of them yearning for that ultimate prize.
Where does Essendon finish this year on the ladder? First.
Photos aside, this is a rare opportunity for the AFL's leaders to come together before battles are waged in the middle. It all kicked off last night at Lamaro's in South Melbourne as players mixed with league heavies.
It's just good to talk to the players in a social setting before a game's played and, it was a really good conversation.
And a return to State of Origin emerged as the hot topic. Put simply, the concept has universal support.
I think generally everyone was pretty keen. What form it takes, I think, was the interesting part. Do you do state v state or is it an all-stars type concept?
Always the entertainer, Toby Green wants change too, saying it's time for a break with tradition on grand final day.
I reckon it needs to be twilight or night. Being in Sydney, you sort of understand that no one watches sport during the day, so I reckon we get an extra million viewers.
At the Saints, Jack Steele isn't about to apologise for the club's ambitious approach to recruiting after 9 News revealed St Kilda had offered young giant Finn Callaghan a $17 million deal.
Absolutely. I think it's great that we're doing that. We've obviously got a good young core at the moment that we're trying to build on.
There's a few boys that have done the opposite over the years to that, so he said stuff you to them, and it's amazing, it just shows his loyalty.
There's 10 days remaining until the start of the AFL season and anticipation is high. The Brisbane Lions are clearly the hunted, but the other 17 clubs, they won't be making it easy for them. Lachie Neale knows there'll be heat, but Brisbane is embracing it.
Looking forward to the challenge, but we know how even the comp is and it's going to be a tough challenge, but one that I think we're up for.
The biggest names in footy are primed. Now all that's left is to bounce the Sharon.
We'll be cherry ripe. It's been a big summer. We're excited. We'll be ready to go.
Tom Morris, 9 News.
The AFL has caved to pressure from its clubs by allowing an extra pick if impacted by season-ending injuries. Blues captain Patrick Cripps was advocating the move after seeing rookie teammate Jagger Smith go down with a knee injury. Trent Nice has the story.
A devastating injury to Carlton's top draft pick, causing the league to change its rules. The supplementary selection period extended to allow the Blues and the Demons to add a player to their lists after ACL injuries to Jagger Smith and Andy Menzies-Wakefield.
When you're an 18-year-old kid that's worked so hard and you're so close to debuting, I feel for him.
Former West Coast Eagles player Jai Culley will sign with the D's, while Carlton will sign VFL small forward Will White. Another big call that needs to be made at Princes Park is the future of Tom de Koning. Skipper Paddy Cripps hopeful his ruckman will stay loyal.
When you play a lot of footy together, you build great relationships and you love the club, so I know he feels the same way, and when the time's right, he'll make the decision.
From one de Koning to another, Sam is making a move of his own, lining up in the ruck for the Cats in pre-season rather than defence.
His tap ability, that's a developing part of his game. He's brilliant around the ground. His ability to win ball is almost an extra midfielder in that sense.
As for Dangerfield himself, he's no stranger to the forward line, but could find himself playing there more often as he gets older.
Approaching 35, the game doesn't get any easier. It's a demanding game. So, yeah, probably more time forward, but there will still be plenty of time where I spend time through the midfield.
For the D's, they almost have the band back together, with Max Gawn confirming Christian Petrarca will play against Fremantle.
So we see Clayton all happy and smiling. Now we'll see Track this week. I can't wait. He's so excited to be able to get out there and play his first game for, feels like 5 years, but it's only 11 games in the end, but just keen to get out there with him.
While at the Pies, there are still questions on whether Jordan De Goey will be right to go come opening round.
We want to set him up to come in and play really well and play every week, so however long that takes is how long it will take.
Trent Nice, 9 News.
A VFL lifeline for former Kangaroos Tarryn Thomas has been taken off the table. Chief football reporter Tom Morris broke this story earlier today. Tom, why did the Bull Ants balk?
Tony, it's pretty simple. It was the board of the Northern Bull Ants' belief that Tarryn Thomas wasn't worth the risk from a sponsorship or even a reputational perspective. Now, there was significant pushback from their coach, Rowan Welsh, who had done his homework, believed that Thomas was worth a second go and wanted to sign him. But in a club statement today, the Northern Bull Ants Football Club said they've met over the weekend and decided not to proceed with the signing of Tarryn Thomas. We wish Tarryn all the best for the future. So it feels like Tarryn Thomas, any chances of him playing VFL are now over. Now, meanwhile, the Giants have confirmed Finn Callaghan has signed a 4-year deal, I believe to be worth a tick over $4 million. And in light of the money being thrown at him, today 9 News asked some AFL captains the big question: who will be the competition's first $2 million player?
I'd give it to Sam Darcy, I reckon. Bit of a freak in terms of just that height and ability.
When's Harley Reid out of contract? Probably
End of next year.
Yeah, he'd probably be worth every bit of it too.
I'd say it'd probably be Harley Reid.
I'll go with Harley Reid just because he'll be in demand from Victorian clubs, but I hope he stays at West Coast and becomes a great player at the Eagles.
Probably Harley, yeah.
At the Hawks, maybe?
Yeah, I saw that photo. We'll see. I think Nick Dacos is the obvious solution there. He's an amazing player. He'd be very deserving. I think it's a good sign for where the game's going.
It's a lot of cash. And Dion Prestia will miss the early rounds of the season with an Achilles injury, Tony.